But so the past, like, so what happens is, you know, you ever talk to people and they tell you, you know, the past is the past, right? They be like, you know what, you know, when that happened, that was in my past, right? And some people will tell you, you shouldn't tell people, you don't need to tell, or they feel like they don't need to tell folks. They don't need to know what's in my past in terms of a relationship, you know. So typically, you know, when things start getting serious, you know, there are some questions that should be answered.
Yeah, you could have told me we were recording. Go ahead, man.
You know, there's some questions.
I'm looking out the window,
your nose and stuff.
I don't know what I did in that first 30 seconds, man. I could have done anything. I'm up here looking out the window like a special kid,
blowing kisses to some chick in the car over there.
That's crazy, man.
But yeah, you know, I mean, it's like, so if somebody asks you, you know, like the military guy, don't ask, don't tell.
Mm-hmm.
If somebody asks, you need to tell, and they want to know, like, about your past, like, you know, like how many dudes you kissed, how many,
none.
You know, and you know that stuff is important. I got a story. Check this out.
Okay.
So like, I'm gonna show you why this is important.
Okay.
Right. So it was this dude, right, and he was dating this sister. Got serious, right?
Right.
You know, so he decides. You know, he asked her. He was like, "Yo, so what was, you know, like, how many guys you been with?" And she was like, "Oh, I've not been with any guys. You know, matter of fact, that's why they used to call me like Miss Virtuous, you know, back in the day, because all the guys was trying to get." That's the other superhero. Look, it's Miss Virtuous. It's a lie. But, you know, she was like, you know, like all the guys was trying to always sleep with me, but I would never sleep with anybody or kiss, you know, stuff like that, right?
No.
Wrong.
Wrong.
What happened was, check this out. And you gotta realize, and you know, and I'll say this is case by case. It depends, right? So what happened after she said that, right? You know, told the dude, he's like, he feeling all good, like, oh, you know, this, you know, we get married and stuff. Mm-hmm. I'm kind of I'm gonna be the first dude, you know.
Right.
That's good, you know, like back in the day how it used to be. Well, you know, he was hanging out with some dudes, right? Like, you know, like he was hanging out with this boy and a couple of dudes that he didn't know. So what happened was, you know, they were sitting there talking. You know, sometimes you start talking about, you know, the past, you know, your glory days in high school, you know, college, whatever. And it's like, this one dude started talking about, you know, all the things he did, like, with this one sister on campus, right? He was like, yeah, they was, you know, talking about relationships. And he was like, yeah, you know, I had this one, you know, she was, you know, sorry to say, freak. And he was like saying stuff like that, like, oh, she did this, she did that, yada yada yada, you know, this and that.
Oh,
and then, you know, like my other dudes, you know, they you know, like he was like talking about, you know, how many dudes done was like with her, right?
Right.
So, you know, as the conversation carried on, like, you know, so this one the one cat was like, yo, man, what school you went to, man? Like, it sounded like they was wilding out up there. And then he told him, like, I went to university at such and such.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was like, oh, now, this dude that asked him, woman, went to that university, right? And he said, man, what year you graduated? And then this year, like 2000, this woman graduated in 2000, right? And he was like,
at this point, so you gotta be like,
right. So he's still going on, like, you know, he ain't know what was going on. He's still going on, talking, right? So then finally, like, dude was like, man, you know, and he was like, man, like, what was that girl? So one of the other guys asked him, what was that girl's name? And then he go, oh yeah, that was Leah. And he was like, Leah Jenkins?
Oh man.
And dude was like, yeah, you know. That's my fiance.
Ooh. That's a bad situation. Not his girlfriend.
Right. You know, because they got
Not his old
serious
lady.
and they was like, it was his fiance.
His
So then he
fiancé.
went back and it was trouble because she told him that she was, you know, virtuous chick.
She was virtuous, right?
In many ways. But,
Doing virtuously everybody on campus.
But, you see, that's why it's important. You know, it's like, I mean, you know, don't take everything from movies, but the best man.
Oh, yeah.
You're the only one that I've been with.
Kissed on that frontal lobe.
He started. It curves.
That's terrible.
And then when cats start reading the book,
they upset.
Cats hanging over the balcony about to get thrown over.
I don't be like that dude. Not the dude hanging over the balcony.
Harper.
No, man. Nah, man. Karma will come back that strong, baby. Like sometimes I be wanting to be him in life, man. He always on the outside of everything instigating, man. That junk is hilarious.
That's me in real life. That is me.
But he be hating too. I don't know. I guess he. I don't know. You like admit that you a hater in life?
Sir.
Damn,
So
that nigga hating.
you know, like what's the point of blinkers? I don't understand blinkers. If
So they can speed up and keep you from
right,
getting over.
dummies.
That's
From
why
New York, I drive. But you know, that's why it's important to, you know, if acts, you need to share that past.
In her defense, I'm gonna play devil's advocate on this one. In her defense, some people are real punks about questions that they ask. Like they'll ask a question, and they know they're not ready for the answer to it, not the real answer, but they'll ask it anyway, and then they have the nerve to be upset when you tell them the truth. I mean, so what? She was chasing Will Chamberlain's record. That's just, some people have different goals in life, and you can't get mad at her because that was one of her top 10. That was on her bucket list. You know what I'm saying? Or should I say, well, I'm not gonna say, but you get the point. You know what I'm saying? So in her defense, you can't be, I think pasts are important. I believe that your past should be open when asked. You should. I'm not saying you need to, once you get in a relationship with somebody, you need to be like, you know what? Okay, I dated all these people and whatever. You need to, like, the important stuff, like, I don't know, I got a crazy stalker ex-girlfriend who just might pop up. That kind of stuff, you should let them know. But if they don't ask.
But I'm saying if they ask,
they
ask, you need to be real. I mean, and don't lie. You know, I mean, I've seen it, and you just outright lie. I've never had. Then all of a sudden, like late years, like, well, what is this? Like,
yeah,
like, you know what I mean? It's like this. It's like me going bowling. Like, say we go bowling, right? And we bowling, and you go.
All right.
And you go, Mike, you know how to bowl? Nah, man, I don't know how to bowl. Man, I'm like, you know.
Yeah.
Like, I bowl like once or twice in my life. And I'm like a professional bowler, APB,
right,
or whatever, bowler. Right. And I get up there, strike.
Yeah, I think
strike.
That dude is running, man. You missed him. He was.
I ain't trying to make it to glass, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's going to happen afterwards? You going to be, Mike, man, I thought you told me you couldn't bowl.
Well,
you know,
that kind of stuff I'm okay with. Like, people that's like bowling sharks or pool sharks. But you should never be a dating shark.
But
like,
you still feel weird about it. Like, you know what I mean? It's like,
well, you shouldn't be a dating shark. That's all I got to say. Like, if you know you've been around, man, give some kind of indication that, hey,
been around the world.
Yeah.
Here's my passport. Here's just all the stamps.
Yeah.
Here's all the stamps.
I got area codes. You should let people know that kind of stuff. You know?
I got area code.